Hello everybody. When I first got started prepping stuff, I started finding crabs right off the bat, and so I started prepping crabs, well, a lot of other stuff too. But I had no patience. I look back, I could see that I wasn't too good at it. So over the years, I've actually re-prepped some of the stuff that I prepped years and years ago. And this video is about one of those crabs that I looked at it and go, oh, ugh. And so I've redone it. But I'm going to show you first a crab I redid probably just about 10 years ago. A little crab from Oregon. Turned out extremely nice. Anyways, here's that crab.
Here's a crab I found in Oregon in about 1996, I believe, and prepped it out, and you can see how rough it is. Here's the same crab. You can see how the rock is much smoother. I've even got some tippy-tippies, and the crispness, the sharpness around the legs and stuff, the eye stalks, much better.
Alright, here's a crab that, it's a pretty nice crab because it's got a rear end and it's got 5 tippy-tippies even though one is broken. Oh, let me clean this up. Stuff sits around in my garage, it gets covered in dust. I think the reason I put it aside is because I can tell from this line right here, that's just fake rock I built in. But it must have been a hard smooth out job with the air scrub because it looks horrible. So I'm going to try to dull this up with smoothing out this rock. Probably going to make this show up a little bit more, but which I don't want, but I think overall it'll make the crab look better. Oh, this is a long time ago. This was back when I was using Bondo for repair. I never acrylic that. So it's got a little bit of work to do. You can also do a little bit of air scribe work here, and there's 4. Missing a leg here. Uh-oh. There's a piece of a leg right there. Alright, hold on a moment. Put my OptiVisor on, inspected the you-know-what out of this, and I'm going to take this, see if I can find a 4th leg around here somewhere. I don't know if it's underneath. That looks like the 2nd leg there, but it may be the 3rd. No, that's got to be the 2nd. And then clean up some around the legs, which I can see I can do a little bit more here and there. Jeez, when I look at this crap, I can tell I've improved a bit. That's kind of funny. Alright, I gotta get to work. Okay, before I get started on this, I'm going to take a crab that's already been prepped and show you the difference between a not so good smooth job and a much better smooth job, with a little bit of more cleanup around the next to the legs and stuff, and hopefully find a 4th one over here. So right now I'm going to clean up right here, gouge that out, just expose some more of that leg. Man, there's more tippy-tippies down here, but they're underneath. I wonder if I can dig down there and get that one. Huh. I don't know. Okay, good 45-50 minutes of work on here. It doesn't look much different, but man, I've been taking off lots of little tiny stuff. Just lots. I dug this quite a bit deeper. I dug this a bit deeper. I found this other leg, which is kind of nice. Really hard to prep. And then I realized that, I don't know if you can see that color right there. Right there. So this piece of leg here has been repaired with Bondo. Oh God, that's funny. So anyways, I must follow this out. Hopefully this comes out here a little bit farther, and hopefully I can get a tippy-tippy. It looks like, I I already paired that to right there. Anyways, it's looking better already, at least to me, but I haven't started to smooth out the rock yet, obviously, and that's still a little ways to go. I'm going to see if I can finish up finding this. Okay, that leg takes a turn right here and goes right underneath this leg, so that's about it for that one. But you can see this crack right here, which goes right over to this rebuild of rock. So this piece of rock must have come off, which is why there's so much damage down in here and stuff. And then this piece of rock must have broke here, which for whatever reason I didn't grab it. And those are now I take home every single piece I can find if I'm breaking rocks open out there in the field. But I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup with the whiner and start smoothing this baby out. I was going to just start some rock smoothing, but I figured that I might as well take this down here a little bit because this looks a little too mounded, if that's a word. And I might take off a little bit up the front here. That's kind of cool. We'll see. Anyways, this big chisel jack, even though that should be sharpened, that is some hard rock. The grinding I'm going to do is with this aluminum oxide wheel. This is an old one. They seem to work a lot better than the new ones. I don't know where you're supposed to get good new ones are at. Everything's freaking China nowadays. And I'm simply going to man, that's a tough rock. You can see it smooths things out, but wherever all these little divots, wherever the deep ones are at, that's how far you have to go down to get everything out to make this look really nice. So I'm not going to bore you with that because this is going to take some time. I will be back. Man, this is taking 10 times longer than I thought it would. Jeepers creepers. You look, see how nice that looks. It's really deeply gouged in here. And that repair job looks horrendous. Holy moly. That's the way it is now, though. I'm going to try to finish this up and get started on all the detailed stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to make it that far today. My arm is already hurting. Ooh, I put some pressure on that baby. Outside's the easiest part to get and the fastest, but I'm almost there. Man, that was a lot faster on the front, but man, look how beat up this is up here. I saw there's another crack right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. So there was a piece of rock that went there, and there's the edges of it. There's a crack going right there. Man, this rock on the top must have broke into at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Jeepers creepers. Anyways, now for some detail work. Okay, this little rounded cone type shape will now get... Don't hit the crab. That's right, don't hit the crab. Get whatever you can with this, then you just start going to smaller and smaller stuff. Man, this is some hard rock. I don't know why it's so bloody hard. I mean, yeah, rock is hard, but some rock is harder than others. What is that? Moss scale. I'm not sure how you test that, but believe me, it's tough. Not too shabby, getting there. And then a bit with a little tiny small ball at the end that has grit on it. And that, very carefully, will get you to some really small areas. Get whatever you can with this one. I'll show you another one in a little bit. And then a very flat one. It's got slight cone shape to it, if you can see that. That'll get right up to some of these edges. And when I say edges, I mean edges of the crab. Just don't hit the crab. Man, I wish I could get that. Far from perfect. God, it looks better already. Jeepers. I'm gonna go give this thing a toothbrush wash under the kitchen sink. I'll be back. I don't know. This is so small. I've been doing those big monster crabs, taking them under the sink. Let me get some water. Boy, it's amazing how dirty that is. Just filthy. Filthy animal. Long dead animal. Okay, do a little bit of dry. Some speed dry. That's not dry yet, but I'm gonna get my acrylics ready, and you can see I took some filler off. God, that whole thing looks filled too. Holy cow! I did a lot of repair on this darn thing. Oh well, the way it is. All right, I'm just gonna use some burnt umber on my paint palette, little plastic baggie. A little bit of water. That's just the water I use to wash the crab off with, and a little tiny art brush. Mix a little bit of that with some. See how that's gonna look. Not dark enough. Not dark enough. I'll hit this one too while I'm at it. Kind of hides that pretty much. And that's all I'm doing, is just trying to hide it a little bit. And then you can put it back in a box I had to get more dust. I used to do a whole heck of a lot of selling. In fact, I used to be a fossil dealer. That was a long time ago, and I just don't have it in me anymore. Someone has to literally ask me, and even then I may not sell. So I haven't sold much of anything for the last 3 years, and it doesn't bother me in the least, except for that I'm running out of room. Anyways, that's not perfect, but get a load of that so far. Now to sauce some of that up. It's already been sauced up, but I took some rock off. I'm going to sauce up some more of that stuff and call it good. And now a little bit of my Glyptol, which I've got mixed with acetone. I put some in a little shot glass. Art brush, which has got glue on it, so it's got to dissolve. The acetone will dissolve what's in there. And then a little pad of little tissue paper. And then I'm just going to do some of this. And there you have it. Probably less than 3 hours worth of work, give or take. Looks a whole lot better. Found in the other leg, so it's definitely a piece of cow poop. But both claws, rear end, 8 legs, tippy tippies. That is a dang nice piece of cow poop, if you ask me. Jeepers. I might put that in the collection. We'll see. Anyways, there you go.
Lots and lots of horrible scribe marks on it as it sits. Far from perfect, but get a load of that smoothiness.